What this is it's a product that is for inkjet pre-coating, like the same stuff that you would have on your regular photo paper. The difference is this is a bottle that you can apply this coating to any type of paper source or substrate, which is what a paper source or fabric, anything that you would want to use as your base to move through your printer. The first example is the white Precoat. This is just a white mat, and what I particularly love about it is you get these wonderful brush strokes. So you're actually creating a surface texture that you print on top of. And the nice thing about this is it's one of a kind. You can do this a million times on the same print and they're all going to come out a little bit differently. And that's really nice for photographers who really enjoyed the wet lab, because you were able to watch your work kind of appear in front of you and you had your hands in it. So here is a great crafty example of how you can use inkAID in a regular print to make something very artistic. All this is black cardstock that is acid-free, and we're painting it with the white matte Precoat. And when we run it through the printer, what happens is we get these great interrupted lines, so it almost looks like this image has just been painted directly onto the paper. It's a super simple process that I'm going to show you how to do. You just want to have some sort of mat set up for your background to just make sure that you don't get this product on your table. We're going to tack down the paper, and we just do that by using some sort of blue painter's tape. Make sure you tack it, de-tack it on yourself first so that it doesn't rip the corners, and you want to tape it down. Then you want to take your matte Precoat, make sure that it's nice and stirred, and a foam brush, or you can use a bristle brush, just make sure it's some sort of a plastic brush. And you want to start in the corners and you want to paint it through. Now this Precoat is a good example of where you're going to need multiple coats to kind of build up that base. So you just start by painting it on in one direction, and usually what I do to be able to get like an edge like this is I actually won't paint it all the way to the edge. I'll leave some sort of a black border because I like that aesthetic. You can, of course, coat the entire thing from side to side. So just dipping a little bit into the Precoat and painting it directly on the surface of my paper. And then once I have it nice and covered in that way, I'm going to go back over it the opposite way. So I'm going to move it from left to right, just to make sure that it's nice and full. And as it starts to dry, you'll start to see the white peak up. And that's really the base that you're going to be able to get the ink on your paper to see. Then you're going to set this aside to dry. Again, recommended drying time for any of the inkAID products is at least an hour, but household conditions are going to vary. And then you want to add another coat. To do a technique like this, I recommend that you do at least 3 to 4 coats, or when you can start to see a really nice white base, because that's really how you're going to set your color off. So here is our white matte Precoat that we coated on this acid-free craft paper with a black background to be able to make that really intense look, just like we had with the other sample. But one of the things that I want to show you is when you dry it, you see how we have all of this curve. Again, you can just simply straighten it out, like using the edge of a table or pressing it in a book, because what happens is when you run it through your printer, you know, only this part is going to be flat. So that's really what you're looking for, is that and the edges. So you see how we have a curl this way. Now we're just going to run it the opposite way to help smooth that out so it's much more flat. And even where it has a little curve up here, that's absolutely fine and will still get through your printer. You may just want to smooth it out just a little bit in case you're concerned about it, but it's just that simple to flatten it out so that it's much more easier to get through. Okay? So here's a look at our final pieces. And you'll notice on this one, which was the white Precoat on the craft paper, we have some negative space here. This is actually where the inkAID didn't cover, so you can see that there actually isn't part of the image there. It just absorbs right into the black. And it's just that simple. You stir, brush, let it dry, and then print it. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you found this video informative. To find out more information, visit our website at www.inkaid1.com or find us on Facebook, where we hope to see your success stories.